Hey everyone, this is Connor, and welcome to my 6 quick steps for getting a high score in Islanders New Shores. For context on why you should listen to me, I'm a high score player from the original Islanders who's also held the high scores in the New Shores demo. I have over 100 hours of experience with New Shores already from the demo and from my pre release copy. I consulted on balance for the game. These aren't super specific tips, but they're more like kind of general guidelines. So, tip number 1, think about the true value of each building in Boone. So buildings score points when you place them, but they also influence many future placements. So, like, why would you place a 12-point park when another is worth 35 points? Well, maybe the 12-point park will be detected by two hermitages, it's plus 5 points each, two monuments, it's plus 8 points each, and a fountain, which is 3 points. So its actual score is 41 points, right? You get more total points. Point number two, early points are worth more than late points. In spite of what I just said, 20 points early on an island are often worth more than 30 points late on an island. The more stuff you unlock early, the more you can score points without placing the buildings and boons that you really want to hold. So it gives you more control over maximizing your score. Tip number three, learn some good target values for buildings. Depending on your play style and the more you play, you'll get a sense for each building's like average score. For example, for me, like a good mansion is worth maybe 25 points. Good towers typically around 100. Good saunas around 60. These sort of like shorthand targets just let you more easily judge when a building is ready and reasonable to place. Although, of course, sometimes you'll get a much higher score, have to settle for lower, but it gives you a target to kind of know when a building is ripe. Tip number four, timing is everything. Be super intentional about when you make big plays, like when you place your temple or your fortune teller. If you need to pivot your city to a new location, be really careful when you do that, when to spend a high value boon, etc. My sort of advice here is just play for likely outcomes. So if you're only getting 3 buildings in a draw, you're probably not very likely to get another mason. So maybe it's time for the temple. But instead, if you have a bunch of space near the temple, if you could fit mansions there, maybe a plateau, or more masons, maybe hold on to that temple for a bit longer. Tip number five, just do the math. I know this is supposed to be fun, it's a fun game, but if you're debating between two courses of action, you can often just do the math, or at least make some educated guesses to determine which option is higher scoring. For example, if you place a building to benefit your guild hall, that's worth 12 extra points on the hall. So is it worth placing a 10-point park so then the guild hall will detect it? Well, if your next best park is worth at least 23 points total, then it's probably not. And finally, tip number six, you got to set your emotions aside. Even if something seems like silly or improbable or ugly or it doesn't line up with your expectations of good play, give it a shot and see what the score is. Try to like wiggle plateaus into strange spots you don't think they're placeable. Consider placing buildings that give you huge negatives if you can recover those points down the line. The more that you kind of keep your eyes open for innovations and subtle improvements, that could be anything like placing a terrace just to raise your mountain shrine, or considering which side of the mill to place your wheat fields on based on where your next mill is going to be. Just stay curious. So if you follow these 6 tips, I know that you'll be well on your way to topping the leaderboard or beating your personal best. This has been Connor. If you want some more advice, check out some of my Islanders New Shores videos. I have full island walkthroughs where I get very in depth about my strategy, and I also have some overviews. And pretty soon I'll be coming out with a lot of Islanders variety content. So welcome to the channel. Hope you learned something from here. Have a nice day.